Hello and welcome all the participants to today's webinar. We have a very unique topic today and we have two experts from our organization who will take up this topic. We will begin the session in another 5 minutes. We are waiting for other participants and the live streamers to join this live session. So we'll wait for another 5 minutes before beginning up with the session. Thank you. Very good afternoon and welcome all the participants to this webinar. We are waiting for more participants to join, so we'll begin in another couple of minutes. Thank you. Okay, so very good afternoon and a warm welcome. I'm Shubham from Team Webtel, and on behalf of Webtel, I welcome you all to today's live session on learning how to grow your professional firm's practice by using a single tool. So, before beginning today's session, I would like to in- know about our YouTube channel, wherein you can watch this video and the latest content which we post on daily basis, and also do join our Facebook group GST Tutor for latest updates on GST and other compliances. Webtel is a two-decade-old company, and we are the leading software providers in e-compliances. And we have a range of products ranging from compliance solutions like TDS Tax, GST, Goldmine, to professionals products like Virtual Office, WebEdge, Home, and we have products specially designed and integrated for corporates as well, like HR Pearls, GST, e-waybill, and e-invoices integrated solutions. So we are a one-stop solutions when it comes to e-compliances. Without wasting much of time, I would like to introduce our experts for the day, CS Vijay Sani ji and CA Rajiv Khandelwal ji. Both of them has a vast experience of more than 25 years and are also running our organization from past 2 decades. While CA Rajiv Khandelwal ji is into GST compliance and is an expert in direct and indirect taxation, CS Vijay Sani ji is into technology and development of softwares along with being a company secretary. Welcome Sani sir and Khandelwal sir again to our platform and very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, too. Good afternoon, participants. Obviously, today's topic is very important, and without wasting much time, we'll begin right away. And let us, as I was also asking, you could share in the chat box if you have any issues in managing the office, etc. So we can understand and try and reply to those. I think you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can.
Okay. So basically, as our when the practice is small, when not many staff is there, we ourselves are managing things, or few, 2, 3 persons are there, then it is not that difficult to manage things. But as we progress, as we add more number of years to our practice, and we keep on increasing business, and staff also keeps on increasing, the article assistants, other audit staff. Then with progress, we get chartered accountants also as partners, as staff to our organization, and things become a little difficult because we have to manage all those things. So, Webbage, the product that tries to tackle all those issues, the problems that we are facing. And since we also have gone through articleship and all these issues, we understand the pain points of the chartered accountant, what issues are there. And with the advent of technology, obviously things have become much simpler, but at the same time they are spread at different places, and it is difficult to manage things in spite of there are being different things, technology enabling us in different ways, but to merge all of them together, because you might be using Google Calendar for some things, you might be using something backup for something else. So there are many things which we are using, and to collaborate all those is difficult. So Webbage tries to do that only. So let us begin. So Webtel, Webtel enables employee direction for growth and efficiency. How it will do that, let us see. And who are the target audience for this? Chartered accountants, Company secretaries.
Hello?
Obviously, some pain points are also coming. I can see that Hariharan is saying that client expectations are backed by the same fees for the assignments, reluctance of old staff to relearn new skills, adherence to the system by those in office over a period, copy paste patterns. Absolutely, what you are saying is absolutely correct. And let us see how we can collaborate to take care of those issues. And as new things come up and new ideas come, we discuss with you, so many new things come up, and we try to incorporate all those kind of things, and we'll just share the journey of WebEdge also with you, with so many new things that have been added only based on the experience of dealing with you and your pain points, how to tackle those. We've been trying to do that. So coming back, the target audience is obviously chartered accountants, company secretaries, cost accountants, advocates, and MSMEs, because for big corporates there are big ERPs, etc. But for smaller firms, for smaller businesses, medium businesses, we have this kind of software, WebEdge. And as a manager, as an owner, as an entrepreneur, you have to face many issues. You have to handle many issues, and I think most of the time is spent in all these issues only. That so this problem is there, that problem is there, how to do this, and I think productive work is very less. At the end of the day, as a partner or a proprietor or as an entrepreneur, you are able to sit down in the evening and think what I've been able to do today, and I think it's not much, because most of the time is spent in all these kind of things. And obviously, we know that management is required in everything, uh, right from the when we are born till our end, everything requires management. So why we think that management is not required for offices, and in some way we are managing ourselves, but how we can use technology, let us see. So in the case of a practicing professional, this is the structure. You are aware, the CA firm has partners, or it may be a proprietor or partners, multiple partners. Then we have staff as CAs also. CA inter are also there, paid staff or non-CA staff is there, and then article assistants are there. That is broadly the structure which is there in the CA firm. And we have seen that the total staff strength, the number of clients, the type of assignments or work that we handle, location of offices and clients, all these things determine how things have to be managed. And when we are small in size, we are able to manage. As when we grow, and obviously we all want to grow. That is why all of you are here to listen to this webinar or to see what we want to share with you. We all want to grow. We all want to become successful, and we want to get optimum results. So that is why we are discussing all these things. And our clients, obviously, there are corporates, small corporates, big corporates, individuals, firms, LLPs, etc., NGOs, societies, all these kind of clients. We have new startups, and a different strategy is required in dealing with them. Obviously, very big corporates, if you are handling those, you need to have a different approach for them. They will need more of your time, and obviously, they'll be paying you more also. So you need to put more uh, time and effort in that direction. For smaller individuals and more or less for filing ITRs, etc., the work is more or less repetitive. So you don't need to be much worried, and things are more or less the same. So not an issue there. And assignments also, we have different type of assignments: bank audit, with all the details that are there, tax audit, statutory audit, internal audit, TDS returns, tax filing, income tax return filings, GST filings now, corporate filings, all these assessment proceedings, and the list goes on. We handle all these kind of activities or assignments. And now let's understand the working. We have to have a process-oriented services, and we have to plan our capacity. We have to see what kind of work is there, what kind of staff is there, and whether we are able to handle the activities or the present work, or even if some more work comes in our way, because sometimes like DST audit and this annual return, etc., this work might come without your knowing, and immediately 4 or 5 clients come and you probably don't have that kind of stuff. So how that is to be planned, and whether more staff is needed, And obviously, timely completion of the job is necessary because that will add to the confidence and trust of the client. And how to manage the employees. Obviously, one approach is always to add more and more employees, but obviously that has a cost to it. And obviously, management, if too poor, more employees may mean lesser productivity, obviously. And a collaborative working is needed. And obviously, quality and quantity of work that is to be handled needs to be taken care of. And what are the main areas? Let us see. Leakage of revenue. A lot of work has been done, but somehow we've not uh, raised bills for that because we forgot. That happens in many cases. Expense management. We because normally we consider small or medium CA firms. All these things are not handled very efficiently and professionally. Big CA firms may be handling because separate people may be there for that. But here, obviously, we cannot depute separate staff for all these things. So these things suffer. And work is not process driven. Every time a new person handles an activity, he does it to the best of his understanding, knowledge, experience. But things are not process driven. You don't have any templates generally. It's generally the last year's working that has been done. And if it's a new work, then probably you'll take the help of some other client for whom you had done a similar work. So it is not process driven. And employee management, again, you have to handle that properly, and sometimes that does not happen. Article staff is there, a lot of staff is of articles, and they do not have that kind of experience or knowledge, so obviously you have to take care of those things. And managing worksheet of each employee. Probably in the old days, the staff was called if he was or she was at the client location, they were called once in a month or on a weekly basis to understand what kind of work that was handling. But in this period, in this time of information technology, we cannot rely on that, and particularly in this COVID time, we cannot call people to our offices. So how we can help use the technology to help us in this? Let us see. And actual expenses incurred for a particular assignment and a client. Many a times we do not even know whether we are incurring more expenses than the income on a particular client or a particular assignment. So that kind of analysis is not there. Work performed versus revenue from an assignment or a client, something similar, and managing sheet of the work done for a client. All these things are not properly handled in most of the small and medium clients, and that is why the problem is there. So with this background and in the chat, you can share other issues that you are facing. And now I'll hand over to Akash and Shubham, and let us now practically see how things are handled if we are using Webpage.
Starting a practical demonstration, I would like to mention that we are providing a five-star experience service, and we have already accommodated this particular software to a lot of firms, and we have customer experience, feedback with us. I want to show you that.
Hello there, I'm from Logan Mehrotra and Associates. We have been using WebEdge since last more than 1 year, and we have been able to manage our attendance and leave records since then very effectively. It also provides a feature of tracking the location where when staff has reached, you can also track that. Earlier we used to struggle with this kind of feature. We were not able to track when the staff is reaching the client's place, when it is leaving the client place. With the help of this software, WebEdge, staff just have to punch their attendance whenever they reach their destination, and whenever they leave, they just have to punch in the WebEdge again, so that it records the time of leaving. So by this way, we can have the track of both when the staff is reaching the client's place, when the staff is leaving the client's place, and in case the staff is going to the multiple clients during the day. So this WebEdge provides that feature also. We can punch in the appointments during the day, so we can get to know sitting in office where the staff is going or what are the appointments of the staff for the next day. So this also provides a feature of tracking, raising the invoices and keeping track of collection. So with all these features, this is a quite good software and a quite cost-effective software.
I would like to ask Sani sir to start sharing his screen, please. As one of example of one of our clients using our software, we have hundreds of clients all over India who are using our software, Webtel solution for the management of their compliances. And the experience has been wonderful. We have been building this software, and surely the software is helping them save their time, efforts, and obviously increasing their revenue as well. Now it's over to Sani sir, and he'll demonstrate practically how the entire ecosystem of this software will work. Over to you, Sani sir.
So, good afternoon, friends. So, first of all, this is the first screen. I'll just take you through a brief tour how the software operates and what different type of features we offer, and why this software and how this software. I would like to take 1 minute on that, because of the fact that we also have at some point in time gone through these articleship trainings, and we have been working with different professionals like CA firms or CS firms. So this is what we faced. We were also filling our timesheets, but those were manual timesheets in those days, where even computers was not there. We were also preparing our accounts on manual basis. So from there to today, I think the things have actually really changed a lot. Slowly and gradually, we were being asked by our different chartered accountant friends who have really immensely contributed to what this product is all about today. So that okay, these are the day-to-day problems what we are facing. So if you can see on the main screen what we are going to manage, what we are briefly you will be able to. So it helps us to manage our work well, manage our team, cost management, which is a very very important tool for us. Then capacity planning, appointment management, document sharing within the team itself, and of course with our clients, and then leave and attendance. Generally what we have seen with chartered accountant firms or any professional firms, that okay, we have got different type of staff available there, which includes article clerks also, and then paid staff also. So we have got different set of rules for both of them, because if somebody is going through a articleship training, so there are a specific number of days that okay, 150 days or 167 days, he will be able to take leaves in a period of span of say 3 years, to how to manage that. And many a times these articles are actually working 7 days a week. So sometimes the compensatory off is given by the chartered accountant firms in total preparatory leave what they take from. So all those things actually they were thinking that they are managing, but once we actually go deep down into it, that whether or not they are actually managing it, so the answer was yes, there are a lot of gaps which are there. So there was always a scope of improvement, and from the inputs of different chartered accountants we have been able to. So let's start how we go about it. So every single chartered accountant or the staff members, they will be having their own user ID and password, and these feature will be available depending on the different rights the chartered accountant gives to their team members. So if we log in, so this is the first screen or the dashboard which will appear. This is the dashboard for the admin. So he will be able to see that okay, what are the total number of jobs, what are the unallocated jobs, what are the jobs which he needs to approve, what are the overdue jobs. Say for example, the top jobs like TDS payments, GST payments, if he clicks, so he will get the list. Okay, and so these are the jobs which are actually overdue, or which are to be completed. So on any job, he can just click and he will get the entire dashboard about the job, that okay, this job is for this client, this is the target date, and these are the other important areas which the team members should be knowing. So he can add the timesheet to it. Say for example, I am a person who is assigned this job, so I can, if I work for few number of hours, so I will go and add the timesheet. I say okay, for this particular day I have already worked for 7 hours, and now say for example this is a TDS, so I get the challans and I have invested say 2 number of hours in this, and I will say okay, test data. And so now you can see that total number of hours what the admin has completed is 9 hours, and out of which 2 hours he has invested on this, right? So at any given point in time you would be able to see what sort of manpower has been invested on this job, right? Apart from that, there are a whole lot of other features. You can add notes. Say for example, these are the points which are to be taken care while we are completing this job. So I say verify the challans and save the data. And now this will be available to all the team members who have got the responsibility to work on this job, right? So this increases the transparency and the communication also. Similarly, any documents which are relevant to this particular job can be added here, and any person, if you are making any shift arrangements also, so you can add these documents, that it will be available here, right? Similarly, if there can be reimbursements. Sometimes actually clients is paying for it, sometimes we bear it from our own pocket. So if there are any charges, so you can have n number of heads here. So I say internet charges and say I can give any caption to it and provide the and save the data. So here we can configure whether this amount has to be paid by the client or it is to be paid by the firm itself. So while I will be making the final billing, so no reimbursement will be left like that, right? So once this is done, I can change the status. And while changing status, if there is any checklist which is mandatory in nature and that checklist has not been completed, so obviously it will give the prompt to the user, and he can just say okay, I have already checked this, and I say save it. Again, if he tries to change the status from active to completed, again, because all the mandatory fields are not been checklist is not completed, so again it is going to prompt a message like this. So now I can say okay, I have checked everything and save it. The idea is that okay, there are set standard made by the company, so every team member need to comply with that, right? Now likewise this job will be completed, right? You can have different type of status that okay, 50% is complete or 70% is complete, right? So there is an option if you want it like dashboard like this, or if you want that okay, I don't want it, I just want a grid view of this, so that facility is also there. If I go to the home page now, so this is what the view will be available. So here on the top you are having a view of that okay, this is the capacity planning you can do, and then different type of upcoming jobs, unallocated jobs, today's activity. Okay, we have already invested 9 number of hours, and if I want to add any timesheet to it, and it is not even associated with any of the clients, so I can just click here and say add timesheet, and I say this is a non-billable activity, meaning thereby that okay, this is not related to a particular client. It can be client training, it can be a filing of work, it can be a group meeting. I can just add number of hours and say okay, this is the test, and save it. And now it is showing that okay, 10 number of hours have already been completed for this date. Okay, now if I go back to the home screen, the next important thing is how can we do the planning, right? Before that, you will be able to view all the birthdays, calendars, upcoming appointments, who all employees are on leave today, and if there is any query been raised on your website, that also you will be able to view from here itself. So now let's move to the planning part. So I can plan my day or week for myself and for my staff members also. Say for example, here you can see that for different dates, I'm having, if I already have this in my calendar, so I can just right click and say, okay, add time sheet to it. Say for example, I have planned it. Now I am entering that, okay, I have planned it for X number of hours. So I can just add the timesheet to it, put my remarks there, and save it. Now you can see that once I close this, it has refreshed and it has changed the color to green, meaning thereby that I have planned it for the day and I have completed it in the same day, right? So on this 7th, if I right click and say I want to copy it or I want to reschedule it, I have already planned it because of some unavoidable circumstances, I want to change the date. So that facility is also there. So I can move it on 10th and I can provide the remarks. Provide the reasons why I'm rescheduling it. And if I press this button, it will automatically move to the next date, right? Similarly, I can again right click, I can delete it, I can edit it, but I can delete it only if the date has not gone by, right? Otherwise, for previous dates, I can't delete it, I have to move it, right? And if I want to regularize the timesheet, I can just put the number of hours and click the save button. And once this is done, you will find that it will change the color, and I can change the standard number of hours also. So here you can see that it has changed the color also. Similarly, I can delete it and you will find that, okay, this is gone. Similarly, I can just click and drag and drop like this. It will ask me, okay, this job is already scheduled for the day. So I can select some other job. It will say, okay, tell me the number of hours you are going to invest on this. So I have made 4 hours planning for this job on 7th, right? Similarly, I can reschedule it again, but I can't do it for 6th, right? So I can't schedule for the days which have already gone by, right? So planning is something which is very, very effective. Here we have added a few more features. After this video, I will again log into the system directly and I will show you. So once this is done, let's move to other features. So leave management and attendance is something which has been tackled in this software very, very effectively. And looking at how it affects the chartered accountant firms, we have worked quite a lot on this. Apart from that, you have got SMS utility. Now, if you modify any of the employees, so these are the different details what we take: the name, date of birth, anniversaries, their details, their PAN numbers, to which admin is he reporting, what is his designation, what is the different type of addresses what he is having. You can upload his photograph also. And once this is done, I'll show you. Similarly, you can have client groups. You can import your client in bulk here. You will be able to see which are the client which are not been allocated. Similarly, there will be different type of assignments which you can import, and there are standard assignments which we have already made. for you that, okay, these are the different type of activity the firms generally conducts, and these are the different type of work which are being assigned in this different type of assignments. So there are different imported assignments and assignments which you can create yourself. So here you can in the recurring job you can provide that, okay, what is the target date and when the alert should come to the administrator, what are the standard checklists or the standard documents or standard notes which should be visible in these type of assignments to all the users. This activity obviously has to be done once only, and Webtel will actually, or our team will do a proper hand holding in this activity also. So capacity planning, etc., I have already shown you in brief. Similarly, because in our profession, you understand that the due dates get changed, so you can change it in bulk also. Billing option is there, so you can just go on selecting any of the.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a query regarding this billing, option as well, because we mentioned that we provide a solution wherein we'll save the cost. And so, are there any reminders or anything if we, import a particular assignment? So, in that regard, sir, if you can enlighten us.
So how the functionality works is that obviously you will be tuning up the system that, okay, this is the due date for this particular job. Say, for example, income tax return of Vijay Sani has to be filed by, say, 31st of July. So the user or the employee who has been assigned that, so he will be always be having a track of it that, okay, this work has to be completed by 31st of July. And once he completes it, so obviously it will automatically go into a billing cycle that, okay, now the work is annual in nature and it has already been completed. So you will be getting it in the list, and once that is completed, it will be available for the billing. The standard rate is already there. At the last moment, if you want to make some changes, you can do it. And once it is done, so automatically this bill will be generated like what it has been showing here itself, right? I'll show you how it is imported in Tally in the next video also. So it'll calculate all the taxes also, right? Once this is done, so this is the different these are the different bills which are to be generated. So you will get the list of it, right? So appointment management is also there. Now leave management, you can have the opening leaves, you can adjust the opening leaves, you can have the option of applying the leaves which are applied by the juniors will automatically be available to the sanctioning authority or the partner, and they can automatically sanction it. Even if he is on official duty, there is a separate option for that. You can just apply that and it will be available for sanctioning. So whether or not the compensatory leave is applicable in the firm or not, so that facility is also available. Similarly, you can have different type of checklist available here. Then standard documents or lease deed resolution, if you want, those are also available. Then you can send the bulk invoice SMS to your and you know that Webtel is continuously giving you professional updates through different our SMS service. You can resend that also. So similarly, you can there are different whole lot of reports which are available. Timesheet report, attendant reports are there. Then job reports, attendance summary, leave reports, and its summary also. Similarly, you will be able to track all the jobs also, which are overdue jobs, which are unallocated jobs. And similarly, you will be able to analyze the cost also, which I think is something which is very, very important. So you can just go to the cost analysis report, wherein you will be able to, because of the fact that here we are actually letting you know that okay, this is the profit what you are making from that particular job, because generally chartered accountants or the professionals are aware that okay, this is the total profit of our firm, right? But whether GST is giving us more of profit, or direct tax is giving us more of profit, or bank audits are giving us more of profit, so that actually mix and match, and where the total resource are being deployed, this is something which is always missing, and we are not able to analyze the total capacity of the firm. So this report actually helps a lot in that. So here, because we are recording every single jobs, that okay, what sort of efforts we have made here. So if we say that okay, in this particular job I'm incurring a loss of say 17,000 rupees, so I can just go to the details that okay, so here you can see that okay, what has happened is the 3 hours were invested by the admin or the partner, right? And obviously cost of the partner would be pretty much higher as compared to a article clerk or a simple. So you will be able to record that okay, this is the cost I'm going to charge to the client for this particular assignment, right? And so what total number of hours the admin is going to spend, because obviously partners have got limited number of hours, right? And because of their experience and exposure, the cost has to be more there, right? So similarly I can see that okay, for a particular client I can be having 100 rupees or 500 rupees or 1000 rupees as client cost, and for chartered accounts. If the client is taking a lot of efforts, so whether or not that is viable for us, there can be other reason that okay, even if it is not viable, but for some other compelling reason I have to continue with the client, but at least I should be aware about it, and it should be a conscious decision for me, not something that okay, I'm not even aware that okay, I'm making incurring losses on this, right? So there are a whole lot of feature here, but I think this would be sufficient to give you a broader idea that
Right,
what
sir.
sort of different features are there in the offering as far as this product is concerned. So I can just show you or share that okay, now we will be tracking all the jobs. Once the jobs are completed, it will be available for billing. Once the billing is completed or done, so next level is that okay, now because maximum chartered accountants are managing their accounts in Tally, so we have even integrated the software solution with Tally also. So I'll give you a brief demo for that also. So Shubham, we have got time.
I think, sir, if we can ask in the chat if we can do it.
Demo, I think, is not required. You can tell the main
Yeah,
feature.
yeah, yes, sir.
So here, what we do is you can map your firm in your company in Tally, and from there you will be having all the clients in WebEdge. Similarly, you will be having your clients in Tally also, right? But what are the issues? Because at in WebEdge you will be having clients. Say for example, Sani family is there. Say Vijay Sani is there. Sangeeta Sani, Ansh, and HUF also. Say for example, there are 5 different SSCs in WebEdge, but in Tally I am maintaining say a single account of Vijay Sahani, right? So you will be able to map multiple number of SSCs in WebEdge with a single account in Tally, and once the billing is done in WebEdge, so it will be available for importing the data into Tally on a button click, right? Similarly, you will be able to do all the receipts in WebEdge, and those will also be imported directly into Tally. Similarly, all your income heads, say for example, you got different type of assignments. You are doing GSTR1, you are doing GSTR3B, you are doing TDS returns, you are doing income tax returns, you are doing statutory audits, you can be doing tax audits. So there can be different type of jobs. But as far as how you book your income, it can be, say you have done in your tally, you are having just direct taxes income or indirect taxes income. So there are different ways and means how chartered accountant maintain their books of accounts as far as accounting is concerned. So there is high level of flexibility available there. So as per your requirement, you will be able to map it in tally. And once this configuration is done once, so as and when the people who are completing the job, so you don't have to bother that, okay, now, because once the job is completed, it will be available. It can be auto billing, or you can say that, okay, it will be available to the admin or a specific employee. He will just go and select and generate the bills, and once the bills are generated, it can automatically be imported to tally, right? So once Rajiv ji was mentioning that, okay, it help reduce the leakages. So because of the fact that any work which is done, say for example, my chartered accountant says, okay, ये मेरा specific client है, आप फटाफट इसका एक सर्टिफिकेट बनाइए 15 CACB का और भेज दीजिए, and I have completed, and there is a pressure, and I have completed the job. But because of the fact that people are not maintaining those timesheets, so by mistake, it's just out of our mind that, okay, we have issued the certificate and we have not raised the bill for that. So that can be actually those loopholes can be plugged easily. And the timely billing, I've seen that in many cases my friends are complaining कि boss 3 साल हो गए हमने, या 2 साल हो गए हमने, तो अपने छोटे छोटे क्लाइंट्स के तो हम बिल रेज करना ही भूल जाते हैं, या टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है. So here you don't have to actually spend time, and then obviously it'll there is a facility that, okay, what sort of billing you are doing for the client, it will not be visible to the people who are working on those jobs. So that all those things are being taken care of. And many times what we have seen, that people are actually doing provisional billing also. So many chartered accountants have told us that, okay, we want to give a provisional bill, but obviously it should not be a GST bill. So that provision is also not there. So we don't want to go into the legality part here, but it sometimes it so happens that people are saying that, okay, there is a 5 lakh rupees fees, and obviously I need to pay, say, lakh of a rupee from my pocket, and probably I would be getting the fees in next 4-5 months. So I would be investing, say, lakh of rupee from my own pocket. So these are the problems and issues which are being brought to our knowledge, and we have tried and work it out in the best possible way to help the CA firms or all the professional firms, I would say.
बहुत अच्छा फीचर है सानी जी, जो इंपोर्ट कर पाते हैं हम टैली में, क्योंकि नॉर्मली यही होता है कि टैली में भी एंट्री करनी पड़ेगी, यहाँ भी करनी पड़ेगी, तो लोग वो नहीं करना चाहते. तो इसीलिए ये डिमांड किया गया, और काफी सीएस जो यूज कर रहे थे उन्होंने ये रिक्वेस्ट की कि ऐसी फैसिलिटी दी जाए. तो ये इसलिए ये फैसिलिटी आई, तो जो भी हमारी रिसीट्स हैं, जो भी हमारे बिल्स हैं, यहाँ पे बन जाए, टाइमली बन जाए, और वो हम इंपोर्ट कर पाए टैली में. सो आई थिंक ये बहुत बड़ी फैसिलिटी है. एक टास्क मैनेजमेंट का आपने दिखाया?
नहीं, मैं एक बार दोबारा आपको एक स्क्रीन शेयर कर देता हूँ. I'll take 1 minute.
क्योंकि ये एक और चीज थी जो हम लोगों को लगा कि काफी जरूरी है, क्योंकि कई बार छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं, दे आर वेरी स्मॉल थिंग्स व्हिच वी टेल आवर स्टाफ टू डू एंड वी फॉरगेट एंड दे आल्सो फॉरगेट. सो दिस विल हेल्प अस टू ट्रैक दोस काइंड ऑफ टास्क्स. छोटा मोटा कुछ भी, कोई सर्टिफिकेट इशू करना है, बैंक जाके कोई एफडी की रिसीट देनी है, लानी है, ऑल दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, वो भी हम टास्क मैनेजमेंट से यहाँ वी कैन टैकल दैट.
You're able to view my screen now again?
Yeah.
So here this task management feature is also there. How we generally work is that, okay, there is a small thing what has to be done by my accountant, by my article, or by any or myself itself, right? So for example, I want to say deposit telephone bill, right? Now I need to remember this, right? This can be for myself. So I can say self, and I can give any description to this, right? Once this is done, so okay, deposit telephone bill, this test is here, right? If I go to my home, so you will see that in my capacity, so here you got this, okay, deposit your telephone bill, right? So this is a task which is automatically assigned to me. Now, once I have already assigned a task to myself or to any of the employee, होता क्या है? So we give this task to a particular employee. We mail it that okay, you need to complete this job by this date, right? Now, actually, he is not available there, or probably he is not doing it. So what he does? Okay, let me not reply, because of the fact that you are having so many of the different activities to be completed. So you yourself, you are not able to remember that okay, मैंने किसको क्या दिया था. So in this case, if he has not been able to complete it, right, he will not be able to work on that, right? He has to go and say, okay, open the task. I open the task and I have to say that okay, whether it is pending. If I say it is pending, I have to provide the next date, right? Okay, I will complete it by 10th. Okay, and whether today I have invested in number of hours on this, I say okay, मैं कह रहा हूं due to funds I was not able to, right? I updated, sorry, I say okay, I have invested 15 minutes on this. So now this date has been shifted to 10th, right? Now my any person who are involved into it, so he will be able to edit it. He will be able to view the history also, that okay, how are the things moving in this case, right? So this is something which is very, very important, and people are actually loving this. Apart from that, what happens is that okay, in case of task also, or different jobs also, it was observed that people have already allocated the jobs to different employees, and actually they are working on it also, but actually they have not changed the status. Now there is a facility that if that particular due date has actually crossed, so it is the duty of the employee that they have to either change the status from active to completed, or else they have to move the target date, and they have to provide the reason that okay, say for example, today was the last date for income tax return filing for a particular client, and I have not completed it. A job was assigned to me, so either I have to complete it or I have to move it to the next date, so that my partner or the admin department will be able to know that okay, this was a target date. Earlier target date was say on 7th, and it was not been completed. It can be due to the data was not provided by the client, or actually the last date was moved forward, or actually I was having so much of work and it was not practically possible for me to complete all the jobs. And this, after the discussion with XYZ, I have consciously thought that okay, it will be completed by 10th. So these so that systems, actually it is not important that okay, already what we have observed is chartered accountant firms are having systems with them, but to getting it implemented is a big challenge. So here we have actually made it in such a way that it will help in ensuring that okay, all the things move on a continuous basis.
तो ये काफी अच्छा फीचर है, बल्कि टास्क का जो आपने दिखाया, क्योंकि हम खुद ये प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे थे, और आपको पता है कि हम ऑफिस में भी ये यूज करने लगे हैं, क्योंकि छोटी छोटी चीजें हम बताते हैं कई बार स्टाफ को, उनको ध्यान नहीं रहता, हमें ध्यान नहीं रहता, एंड इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू ट्रैक दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. Not only the big jobs and assignments that we are handling for clients, even for our own offices, or small things, small tasks that we assign to ourselves, or even tracking what we have to do ourselves. So it's, I think, very useful. So with that, I think you have completed your session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, Shubham, we can take up questions, etc., if there are any. And already there is a question from Hariharan PV regarding client growth in size and areas of growth in the competitive environment, where client only focuses on the fees to be paid by him without appreciation of a skill and value addition, and software or technology is numb. Please address. So I think here we have to build our own brand. It's not just we are talking about ourselves, we are talking about everybody. Even when you go to a particular doctor, he's very well known, and he's very efficient, very proficient in his work. He's able to do surgeries very well, or he's able to just take your pulse and understand the things. So all those kind of things are known about him. And even if he charges twice or thrice the fees which a normal physician is charging, or another surgeon is charging, you are ready to pay to him. So it is something similar. We have to build our own brand. We don't have to be like a normal small CA firm. We have to project ourselves as a big firm. Whatever presentations are there, whatever style of working is there, and even this use of WebEdge, etc., is work in that direction only. And everything, most of you might be having your websites, and some of you may not be even having your website. So I think these are the basic requirements. So anybody sees your visiting card or comes to know about you, and why somebody else? We also do that. Whenever we want to know something about more about some person or his firm, we go to a website. So if you don't have a website, obviously people will think that this is not a big CA firm or a medium CA firm. Similarly, the presentation, whatever documents are going from your site, whatever mails are going from your site, they should be professionally designed. And here we have various templates, etc. also. So we have to show ourselves as big. And in spite of that, there are some clients who will not like to pay more, and in fact they want to pay less to you. So we have to tackle them, and some of the clients should be allowed to go, because that's how you'll save your time, and you can put in more hours, more effort, more uh, staff you can depute to people who are paying you more, who understand your efforts. And also we have to show to them that, see, this is the kind of effort, this is the kind of work that we are doing. In the VAT regime, we were putting in these many hours, and now in the GST regime, all these reconciliations have to be done. So they have to be shown what kind of effort is being done for them, and rightly we are asking for the remunerations. So that is, I think, how we can handle that.
And to
Are there
add,
any more?
sir, just to add one small point to it is that why recording of number of hours of different staff members for this client is important, is because generally once we talk to the client saying that okay, this fees need to be increased, obviously he would be saying okay, I am having the same sort of a turnover. But because of the fact that we were never able to record that okay, earlier for a in VAT regime I used to I was filing it for you on quarterly basis, and today say for example I'm doing it on monthly basis, and these are the different these are the total number of hours now I am investing. These are the extra number of hours because of the fact that we don't have that record for ourselves. So to convince the client without the data obviously is just your convincing skill only. Sometimes it can work, sometimes it might not work, right? So if obviously it is substantiated by the data that okay, these are the number of hours, or these are the different tools or different methods what we are using to actually complete these jobs or assignments. So I think that will make the job easy for actually increasing the fees. Right, sir?
Everywhere the work
Yes,
is
sir.
increasing, whether it is GST, whether it is TDS, whether it is income tax, even ITRs. Every year there is change in the ITRs. You have to put in more effort. ITR 6, so much of information is to be provided there. So we have to show him all that information. Just doing all the kind of work in your own office and just asking him to sign and just asking him for the fees. Obviously, he will say, "Why should I increase the fees?" So he needs to be the things need to be brought to his notice. So see the quantum of work that has increased. So that's how we can handle that. I would request others, if they have
Right,
any
sir.
queries, they can raise their hand to ask it in their own voice, or they can also ask on the chat box.
Sir, I think we have taken the queries while sir was giving the presentation. There were a
Mhm.
couple of queries from YouTube as well, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So, sir, I think I would like to thank you for giving the presentation, and especially Sani sir for making out time for us. And I think someone is also appreciating the efforts by our directors for today's webinar. And we would also like to thank all the participants. The number is quite less today, but I think all the people who have joined us are here till now. So thank you for today's session. Rajesh sir, if you want to add anything.
You can share the QR code for them to message you.
Yeah, yeah.
If those of
So
who
in
are
yeah in
interested.
case in case if you want to know more about the utility WebEdge, here is a QR code on your screen. You can simply scan this QR code and you'll get connected to us. Else there is my number 9711 623 912. I will repeat 9711 623 912. You can contact us and we will accommodate you to our team of professionals, and we are available. Yeah, we have a pan India presence, so we have branches in major cities all over India, and we have our head office in Delhi. So do contact us for the requirement. And thank you so much, Rajiv sir and Sani sir, for enlightening our audiences in this session.
Thank you, participants, for joining and listening to the webinar. And I'm sure you'll take the help of products like WebEdge and other products that we have, and to make your life simpler. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.